this weekend or even this season. It is a problem dating back to a time when Pat Croce had a good deal more hair and Iverson had a good deal less.
He doesn't hate me, you know. He don't have any reason to hate me. He's just trying to help me, help our team. Once you start to understand that, it's easy to deal with any coach.
Those words might as easily be 3 days old as 3 years. That was 1999, a year before the Sixers actively tried to trade Iverson to Detroit. But a proposed 4-team, 22-player deal fell apart when Matt Geiger refused to waive a no-trade clause in his contract. The star and his coach continued to coexist, at times in peace, at other times in conflict.
I wonder what your relationship would be with any employee that you might have who doesn't choose to come to work on time, or doesn't choose to come to work at all, or doesn't choose to do the things everybody else in your organization does, and then says he's upset with the way he's being treated.
In that summer of 2000, the Sixers were also close to trading Iverson to the Clippers for Lamar Odom. Once again, the deal fell through, and Iverson responded with the best season of his career.
This award means something to me because I did it my way. I never changed who I was. You know, I'm still the same person. I'm just smarter. I'm just older. I'm just much more mature.
He's made all the changes. You know, he was the one that decided to be the best teammate and to be the best player and to carry us on his back and give us a chance to win a championship. So this reward speaks about that.
I mean, I make mistakes, and I'm going to continue to make mistakes. It's just important for me to learn from them.
And so fast forward now to this weekend, the days following the end of a disappointing, injury-plagued season for player and team. And once again, a coach draws a line in the sand.
The issues I have are all the things that he's in control over. And that's got to change. You know, he'll have a problem with me if that doesn't change. You know, your key player got to be there. Got to be practicing. He's got to set the example, and he knows that.
While his coach was speaking, Iverson was cleaning out his locker and actively avoiding comment. And so begins another summer of discontent, with the questions and the answer again up in the air.
I mean, he just knocks this thing loose. Nash is a good offensive ball player.
Bibby's got a couple steals already in his pocket tonight.
And he's got his hands on 3 balls. He's broken up 3 different plays. You could call them steals or 3 forced turnovers that he's done. Obviously, he's shooting the ball well, but he's doing a lot of things out there. And again, he's not having to share time with Bobby Jackson because of the small ball.
Now, that was a hell of a pass. That was really a good pass. Especially once the man passes, you're cutting off of the post. The defense has a tendency to relax, and Chris just wrapped it around and got it there.
Here comes Nowitzki with 4 into Buckner as they try to get inside on Turkoglu and do with success, and Buckner off the bench. 4 points in 3 minutes. And a push-off by Turkoglu, and Buckner goes flying into the crowd.
Buckner's giving him some great minutes. I love his energy. He's just a scrapper. He's out there playing in at the basket. Probably one of their best inside guys, even though he's only 6'5". Right there, does a good job of drawing the foul because he was able to get good body position on Turkoglu's drive.
Well, Buckner did something that very few ACC players have done. He led his team in scoring 4 consecutive years. That's Nick Van Exel, the ex-Laker, who nails a shot from outside. And the Dallas Mavericks have started this quarter 4 of 4. And Weber glides in with the great assist from Mike Bibby.
You see one thing that Buckner was able to do there was set a screen in order to get everyone over shot as well.
Finley trying to weave. Here comes Christie. Sacramento shooting 72%. That ricochets off the fingertips of Bobby Jackson III. Sacramento turnover tonight.
Well, you're looking at this with Chris Webber. He catches the ball in the post. The man cuts off of him. The defense just hesitates a little bit, and he wraps it around the Christie.
And at the rim, moments ago.
This is a great pass and a great catch, and it takes timing for somebody to throw. Bibby threw that lob, but Chris was also agile enough to get up and control it.
Dallas shooting 46%. Nash wiggling inside. Turkoglu with the rebound. 4 of 6 from the field. 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 4 of 6 from the And in that category, Kings are +1 in rebounding. Stojakovic back in. Christie cross court. Van Exel is on Christie. Big battle down low between Buckner and Weber. And that has been physical. It has been tight. And Weber picks up the foul. Chris Weber has 8 total fouls in this series, and 6 have been offensive fouls.
Well, you know, that's ticky-tack, but you know, when you're a bigger guy posting up smaller players, you got to be a little bit more careful because you're right in the front of the eyes of the official, and they're always giving the benefit of the little guy.
Nash plowing his way inside, and he's got 8.
Did you hear what he just admitted?
I'm almost in shock, John.
That they gave the benefit to the little guy. I'm glad to hear. Congratulations.
Kings have led by 13. Dallas is led by as many as 4. Jackson penetrates. Retreats to Weber, who's picked up by Nash. And now they got Nowitzki on Stojakovic. Shot clock at 5. Finley leaping high, corrals the rebound.
And there's Steve Nash again, did a good job of boxing out Weber down low. Now they're in the running game.
And that is tough to stop.
Well, it's very tough to stop. When they're coming down, Dallas is coming down and can pull up and make those shots. They're a different kind of team because then you have to extend the defense and they're able to penetrate.
Stojakovic with the miss. They're getting physical inside. As Dallas has gone 6 of 8 to start from the field in this second quarter. Firing a pass outside. It's Nowitzki who gets it from underneath, and Steve Nash, and 7 for Dirk Nowitzki.
Both of these teams can score points so fast. No lead is comfortable until the buzzer sounds.
And you can't relax, Danny. You've got to get back in transition and make certain you pick up.
All right, Craig, Vlade Divac back in the other way. Steve Nash, 9 points in the second quarter, 13 for the game. He is the only Maverick in double figures right now. And Dallas is on a 12-0 run with Christie diving inside with the foul.
And Nash and Buckner have been spectacular in this second quarter. They've given him a great deal of energy. Steve's had a lot of little nagging injuries, and he's probably a little bit tired right now with all the energy he's expended in this game. But
Sacramento had a big lead, Danny, of 13, 42-29. Dallas on a 12-0 run. And that cuts the lead down to 1. Divac puts it back at 3, and again they go inside and find success.
Well, and that was one of the first times that they played behind Divac. They've been fronting him and denying him the basketball. The minute they played behind him, he caught it, and he took who was that? Nowitzki that was guarding him at that point, and he just took him right to school.
And Nowitzki's got 2 fouls, and he's the only interior defender right there. He's not going to get a third, so they could have their way every time down the paint.
Finley missing a 3. Adrian Griffin has now come in for the Dallas Mavericks, joining Buckner, Nowitzki, Finley, and Van Exel. Jackson with the dance, and a pick what it is as he takes it down the lane and draws a foul from the Dallas Mavericks. It may have been the gambling Adrian Griffin, who just don't make it Buckner, who picks up his second. The screen by Buckner, who eventually gets the pass and snaps it back outside to Nowitzki, picked up by Turkoglu, who picks up the foul. And Turkoglu from Istanbul, Turkey picks up his third. He's also, Danny, got a new Jew, which you recognized very quickly tonight.
Yeah, his hair used to be a different color. He's trying to change his identity after that bad performance in the Utah series. And it's working because he's playing a lot better in this series. More of an open type of game.
He leads. If you take a look at his foul situation tonight, Stojakovic, Divac, Christie, Jackson, and Mike Bibby in there now for Sacramento. As you see Finley chiseling his way into the defense of Christie. Shot clock is at 4. Nowitzki from outside, Christie the rebound.
Well, the advantage Nowitzki has is the fact that he's so tall that regardless of how much pressure you put on him, unless you're putting it on him with the 6'10 guy, he can shoot over you and get that shot anytime he wants to.
Now they got Nowitzki and Divac. And Nowitzki is not a good defensive player. Vlade doubled by Finley, deflected out by Finley's reach and out of bounds.
Well, this is a perfect Nellyism right here. I mean, he's got Greg Buckner playing center. Vlade's guarding him on the other end. This reminds me of when Sarunas Martinez was playing against David Robinson and Chris Bowen was defending Mark Eaton. These are small basketball, and it's work trying to get them back in the game.
But Divac is there to clean it up. Foul on the play. Send him to the line. Vlade's got 7 points. And Don Nelson has got to find some way to inoculate the Dallas Mavericks from Vlade Divac.
Well, and you're talking about another inside basket. All Vlade did is, rather than try to receive, is pinned his man out, encouraged the shot. The shot was missed. He had the offensive rebound and just laid it in against a guy that's much smaller than he was.
Danny, before the series, if I would have told you 56% of the points in this series inside, would you believe me?
Absolutely, because Dallas is so vulnerable. And Nelly's sitting over there right now. He's going, okay, when I play big, they score in the paint. And in game 1 in the first quarter of game 2, I'm going to go small, get still scored on in the paint, but we're going to score at the other end. And, you know, he's in a dilemma, but they have a lot of weapons, and this game is far from over.
Both teams have hit 3 3-point shots. And this is Van Exel for 2 from point-blank range, and he has 4 points in 10 minutes off the bench.
Well, you've got to have a lot of emotional discipline in this game, because if you stop to rejoice and be happy about anything, the other team is very capable of hurting you in many ways.
Divac, shot clock at 10. Looks for the defense, but the passing of Vlade Divac cuts him up inside.
That's beautiful, Kevin. I mean, off the dribble, he was backing in, caught a glimpse of the man cutting and splitting with the pass. Very few people in basketball can make that pass.
As good a passing big man as there is.
Absolutely, and Stojakovic is one of the guys. He's like a John Havlicek. He never stops moving off the ball either.
Nowitzki was doubled momentarily, got the single coverage he yearned for. Rebound by Christie. It's picked up by Adrian Griffith. And Christie comes back to swipe it away and knock it out of bounds. Incredible effort by Doug Christie of Sacramento.
Well, he does a good job. He's one of the biggest guys on the court right now. He's feeling good about himself. But really, there was no contact. The crowd's going crazy, but really, that was just a trip.
And watch this pass by Vlade Divac.
Well, this is a beautiful pass. I mean, he split 2 defenders, and it was so narrow in there, you didn't think a guy could put a match them through there.
Sacramento responding with a 9-2 run. Nick Van Exel over Vlade Divac with 4:50 to play before halftime. And Divac has 6.
And Greg Buckner's playing center on offense. Where whoever Vlade Divac guards, that's the guy they used to set the screen. So Vlade is guarding Greg Buckner, and he's probably the strongest and best screen setter out there on the court.
Bibby with the miss, and here comes Buckner the other way. Van Exel again, 8 points, all in this second quarter.
And I love watching this small ball. You know, I had a chance to coach a team where we played guards, 4 guards and a center out there. And this is kind of fun. You know, there's no pressure on you. You just play. You hope you get the long rebounds and can get in transition. If the team wants to slow the ball down, the Kings are taking the bait and continuing to play at the pace that Dallas wants, where instead of taking advantage of Vlade every time on the block, especially with Nowitzki with 2 fouls.
Nowitzki against Stojakovic. Will Bibby come and double? No, Stojakovic has slaps it away. 2 seconds on the 24-second shot clock. Foul is called on Stojakovic for the first time.
And Van Exel just beats everybody down the court. You know, I don't know who Van Exel's guarding. Look at him hustle back down the court, taking Stojakovic away in the post. But Nowitzki, he's been defended. You know, Stojakovic is known as an offensive player, but he did a great job holding Nowitzki. 8 for 24 in game 1. And Nowitzki struggling from the field, only 3 for 7 so far in this first half.
He was remarkable in the Minnesota series, averaging 31 points and 15 rebounds.
I'll tell you, with the pace of this ball game with both of these teams, you cannot exhale. Because regardless of what the difference is in the score, both of these teams are capable of putting points on the board so quickly.
The Kings have taken 9 more free throw attempts than Dallas tonight, and they have scored 6 more points at the line.
Well, what about this? They're down by 2. The Kings are shooting 63% and have 9 more free throw attempts. And Dallas is only down by 2 points. It's amazing.
Christie to Divac, crashing inside. And a foul called. LaFrentz took the brunt of it. LaFrentz picks up his 3rd foul. He just got off the Don Nelson bench.
Well, and that was another great move by Divac. He slipped the screen that time. He faked setting it and rolled right to the basket.
I don't think I've ever seen Van Exel shoot a jump shot right-handed. I thought he was totally left-handed. There with his right hand, little spin move. Spectacular play by...
And a minute to play in the half. Nash to Van Exel. Up, out of bounds. And the 4th Dallas turnover, 8 for Sacramento.
Well, in looking at this, you can see Vlade pushing him out on the post. The French is really trying to guard him, but Vlade has so much room towards the basket that the French didn't realize. You don't front a guy that far out on the perimeter unless you...
He's 3 of 9 with 9 points tonight from the floor.
And you got to give credit. Stojakovic has done an excellent job on the defensive end.
Divac for 3.
Well, that's where they want Divac shooting. I mean, he can make those on occasion, but they're happy every time he doesn't post up.
And particularly if he's having the kind of days having inside, why take that shot?
How about the big 3 he made against Utah in that deciding game 4 last week?
Well, yeah, that was just because he had to throw it up there, and that was total luck. But, you know, Divac is dominating in the paint every time he wants to shoot a 3.
Here comes Van Exel, shot clock at 3, slithering down the lane. Van Exel gets it to go. It's a 1-point game.
And he's been huge this quarter, too. Enormous.
Nowitzki, Buckner for a lead, and that takes us to halftime. And a one-time 13-point Sacramento lead has disappeared. Van Exel with a corkscrew move inside. They go again to Bradley, trying to get out of a straight jacket, and it's picked up by Bibby. They'll race into the defense of Van Exel. Feed to Weber. Weber's got 16. Bibby's got 15. Launching over Van Exel. Rebound by the 7'6" vacuum cleaner, Bradley, but he travels inside.
And I don't think the Kings can afford to get away from attacking inside right now. They don't want to get in a jump shooting contest with Dallas right now. They've been successful at penetrating, cutting through the middle, and posting. Even though they have Bradley in, who's got a lot of length, I still think they've got to attack inside and don't become fadeaway jump shooters.
Bradley has not played that many minutes in either series so far. Weber to Christie, banging into Nash, over Bradley. Finley got a hand on it, but it did hit the rim, so a fresh 24, and it's made by Bibby. Steve Nash for the tie. Over Bradley, picked up by Weber.
Well, see, that was foolish on Bradley's part. He tried to tap dunk that rather than just catch it, use his length, and put the ball back in the basket.
Van Exel with the rebound. Down court, Nowitzki, Bibby defending, he shoots it away. How did Bibby get that high on the 7-footer Nowitzki?
And Nowitzki just went up really soft and didn't anticipate that.
The Sacramento Kings have 4 of their 5 starters in double figures. Nash, Nowitzki for 3, and he gets his first 3-point hit tonight. He's got 12. He is 4 of 11 from the field.
And beautiful adjustment at halftime by Nelly there with the double high post. We got the dunk by Bradley and the wide open shot by Nowitzki off that double high pick and roll.
Bibby for 3. Sacramento is shooting 57%. Dallas the other way, shooting 48% for the game. Weber's on Nowitzki. Stojakovic is on the twisting and turning. Oh, what a drive by Finley, who tried to take it and throw it down the hole. And a Sacramento foul. Divac is tagged with his second of the game.
Well, Finley just blows right by Stojakovic there. Divac at the basket, but Finley has dunked on many people and staying in that position.
Take a look at our scoring leaders. And Michael Finley, who is a nice high school player in the Chicago area, won a TV contest when he was in high school. And the reward was to go against Michael Jordan one-on-one on TV. And Jordan said after the confrontation, I'll see you Sunday in the NBA. And sure enough, after a handful of years at the University of Wisconsin, Michael Finley is not only in the NBA, but a star in the NBA.
I don't know whether that's a reward or punishment.
8.5 to play, and we're in the third quarter. Stojakovic off the screen. Weber left 3 from 20. And LaFrentz with the rebound. LaFrentz tonight, 8 points and 4 rebounds. Nash, Van Exel, and a 3-point shot, which is reeled in by Stojakovic. Christie. If you look high for Weber. I don't know if even Sean Bradley at 7'6" could have gotten that pass. It is the 10th Sacramento turnover tonight.
Well, they might have been better off swinging it because Bibby was wide open on the opposite side. Had the defense shifted, he would have been able to accomplish the same thing by dumping it to Weber.
Nash with a good screen by LaFrance and a three by Steve Nash.
And I love how they're spacing the floor and running these pick and rolls. They're getting wide open shots all over the place, and Sacramento doesn't know how to adjust in the defense because Dallas has changed the angles of their pick and roll.
Both teams have hit 5 3-point shots and a drive inside by Mike Bibby. And Sacramento to within 1. Nash at the other end.
Look at this guy. He doesn't ever stop running.
Christie. He works into Nash and over LaFrance.
Well, that's what the Kings have to do. They cannot start shooting a lot of long jump shots. They've got to attack inside the way they've been doing.
And a traveling violation on Nowitzki. That is the 6th Dallas turnover.
Doesn't stop. He's just going to dribble through the whole guy's body. Doesn't see him coming. Heck, I need a timeout. I'm getting tired watching them. And then watch him put on his sprint shoes and get back on defense right here. I don't think that guy ever gets tired.
Nash has 19 to lead the Mavericks. It's 73-72. Dallas, Stojakovic is trailing. And for the lead, Stojakovic. Rebound by LaFrance.
The pace of this game is just unbelievable. You can't relax defensively or offensively. Both of these teams will pull the trigger very quick. Transition defense becomes important, but your support defense is just as important. Vlade had better get over. I'm sorry, Kevin.
Nash takes it in, scoops it with the left hand on the play.
That was a sweet shot right there.
Jackson crashing into the exit. And a foul called on Bobby Jackson.
Well, you talk about leaving it out on the floor. Both of these teams are leaving it out on the floor right now.
Jackson picks up his first of the game.
Well, right here, Nash just draws all the defense, and Nowitzki can't get there. Stojakovic can't get there to stop him. Beautiful dunk right there. Weber, he's got fouled a couple times going in. No calls. He continues to go to the basket and pursue the paint. And right there, Nash coming off the screen and roll. The defense is there to come over and block, and he just flips up a little teardrop with the left hand.
Nobody in the game has more than 3 fouls. Here comes Nash, working around the screen. That's a foul, and it's called on Dallas. And Rafe LaFrance, who is setting a screen and trying to work, picks up number 4. He is the first player in the game with 4 fouls tonight.
And there's not a player on the floor in either team that's not tired right now, Kevin. At the pace of this game, these guys are definitely leaving it out there.
Bibby off the baseline. Outside Christie. Fires a 3. And LaFrance got a hand on it, but Jackson sneaks in and pops a 2. Christie. Weber. And LaFrance gets it out to newly instated Greg Buckner ahead for Finley, and that ball is out of his reach and thrown away.
This is unbelievable. I mean, these guys are really competing out here now. This is really great basketball, even though a lot of it may look sloppy.
Dallas has 6 third-quarter turnovers, 10 for the game, approaching 3 to play in the third.
I agree with you, Coach. There's a little bit of fatigue. Everyone's grabbing their shorts.
Everybody
battling. You can tell the importance of this game.
Stojakovic inside, stripped to the ball. Here comes a long pass from Vanexel to Finley, and for the second consecutive possession, Dallas turns it away when it looked like they may break it in.
Funk's on me, Bob. Keep that funk alive. Keep that funk alive. Well, it's 1975, and we'll just be keeping the funk alive there. So what the...
Said about 50% for the game. Sacramento, though, has missed their last 6 shots. And Dallas leads by 3. Double team is Bibby. Here comes Weber. Nowitzki guarding. Doing a pretty good job of it. Finley gets it off the rim.
What was that shot?
Here comes Van Exel. Adrian Griffin and Buckner in there with Nowitzki, Finley, and Van Exel. Nash is catching his breath.
You know, this is the anniversary of Roger Bannister's 4-minute mile. That's what it reminds me of. This is almost the 3rd lap, and who has the best kick?
Van Exel. And the Dallas Mavericks have their biggest lead tonight of 5, 81-76. Here's Bibby. Now they got a switch with Nowitzki on Bibby on the rim of the arc, and a drive inside, and Buckner with the rebound.
got to get that ice pack off of Divac and get him out here on the floor. I just think the length of the Dallas players have an effect on the inside game. Whether they're good defenders or not, their length is a factor against Chris Webber now.
Adrian Griffin, the Boston Celtics, throws it away. Stojakovic, Button kicks it. And a Mavericks foul. In baseball, 126 combined FGAs, field goal attempts have been taken in this game already.
They got a ways to go to catch that 274.
Out of bounds, shot clock at 11, big clock at 122. In the rebounding category tonight, the Kings are +1.
And I think Vlade will be back in right now. They got to rest him, though. They got to have him for that last 100-yard dash in this mile run because Vlade's exhausted.
Turkoglu is in for the Kings as Benitza tries to win it. Down. And a rebound by Turkoglu.
I tell you who they need to rest is the officials. In games at this pace, they need a 6-man crew.
All they do is call a foul to get any rest they want.
Johnny Newman comes in for Dallas. Field goals, none for Sacramento over the last 4 minutes. As Christie calls a foul, dumping his way into Johnny Newman. Let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, with Vlade out, you may be wondering why you don't see Scott Pollard. I talked to Coach Rick Adelman. He said, really, there's nobody on the court that Pollard can guard. The only guy possibly would be Rafe LaFrentz, but he plays so far away from the basket, it negates Pollard's #1 strength, which is defensive rebounding. Kevin?
Nash is back in the game for Dallas.
I'd like to experiment with Pollard anyway to see how many offensive rebounds he can get and see how they can guard him at the other end. He's not a great low post player, but he can create some things just with his hustle.
Great steal by Christie. He fires off the other end, and Sacramento has come to within 1 with less than a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
Boy, it happens so quickly. If you just make one mistake, these guys at both ends are going to take advantage of it.
But Dallas was just getting a little bit too far out. Sacramento had to close the gap to get finished in that 4th quarter.
Nash, he's got 21 points. Double teamed and in a vice strip. Throws it away. There's a 3-on-2. Jackson bobbled it, retrieves it. And Turkoglu to Christie. Nowitzki. A drop pass by Webber by Nowitzki into Christie and out of bounds off of Dallas. Shot clock is off. Big clock at 12.4 to play in the 3rd quarter.
I'm starting to sweat. I haven't sweat all year in a game. This is getting good.
Stojakovic. The bump into Buckner. And he's got the isolation. Rejected by Nowitzki and picked up by Finley, he raises the front of the rim.
Well, Stojakovic, he didn't know the guy was going to come over and block the shot. I thought he was setting up to go shoot his fadeaway. Great block from the weak side by Nowitzki. And another bad pass. That's one part of Nowitzki's game. If you want to start comparing him to Larry Bird, he better learn.
By 1 at halftime, they trailed by 13 at the end of the 1st quarter in our budget fast break. How did Dallas get back in, Danny? They shot 53% from the field in the 3rd.
Well, that was the key right there. Their defense, 29%. And I thought Sacramento matched up. Mavericks.
With John Thompson, Danny Ainge, and Craig Sager, this is Kevin Harlan. We begin the track meet's 4th and final leg. Here comes Turkoglu. Over Nowitzki. And a rebound is snared by Webber, who's out there with Divac, Jackson, Stojakovic, and the aforementioned Turkoglu.
Well, it looked like Dallas came out in some sort of a zone, but now it looks like they've shifted back to a man.
Jackson missed it. Turkoglu fights for it. It's out of bounds, and it is off of Dallas. How fast has the pace been tonight?
Well, we see right there, the shots are 72% of the shots are coming before 11 seconds on the shot clock. That's what it boils down to. And this game is fast and fun to watch. And Sacramento, now they've gone back to their big lineup, and Dallas has gone to the zone with Bobby Jackson and Turkoglu out there. Those guys can't shoot, but they're not near as good.
And the old reliable John Divac inside.
Well, and that's what they've been missing because he has the length. Sometimes Chris Webber's length is not there with some of these guys. They're not just defensive post players, but the length that becomes a factor. You don't have to be.
Dallas has Finley with the ball. LaFrentz outside. Nowitzki, Nash, and Craig Buckner. There's a miss and a rebound by Stojakovic, who has 11 rebounds tonight and 14 points. He's got a double-double. And Divac tries to work inside with a quick and a corkscrew move. And now Dallas running the other way. 3-on-3. Nash for 3. Rebound by Nowitzki, an offensive board. Nash. Stojakovic with the defense. Nash tries and kicks. LaFrance for the lead.
Again, I like the adjustment by LaFrance. He's not always shooting threes. He shot the three before, and I thought he had to rush it a little bit. Good penetration by Nash right there. Kick to LaFrance. He's a deadly shooter.
His first points of the second half, 10 for the game. Stojakovic with the miss. LaFrance with the rebound.
Well, and Vlade's been on the bench a little while. His transition is very slow right now. The other possession, he never even got back. So I wonder, is he feeling whatever that was they were massaging over there?
Nash by Jackson, up to Buckner, and up to Nowitzki. Picked up by Stojakovic. The shot clock at 5. To Nowitzki, right between the arms.
Dang it, I was waiting to say that line. You beat me to it.
And Dallas leads by 3. Weber with Nowitzki on him. Doubled by Finley, out to the uncovered Turkoglu. His 3.
Smart, Kevin, on Chris Webber's part. Rather than force it over a much longer body, he got it out to Turkoglu, who stuck it in.
The Kings have hit 6 threes. Dallas has hit 5 3-point shots. Buckner with Weber, Jackson, and Divac all trying to defend. They couldn't stop them, all 3 of them.
How big has that guy been tonight? I mean, he's 6'5", but he has been so big out there on the court. Right now, he's defending Stojakovic. He's given him such a lift of energy and defensive intensity.
Sacramento shooting 46%. The drive by Stojakovic into a trio of Dallas defenders. Dallas is shooting 50%. It's Finley, started by Jackson.
Stojakovic has to pass the basketball. He keeps forcing shots. He puts it on the floor. There's 3 guys running to him. Find the open man.
Buckner with the great fake. One step too many, and he's called for the travel. Oh, and Buckner and Divac shove each other. And a technical thrown. Maybe a double. Buckner certainly initiated it.
Well, Divac's got to get out of there. He cannot afford to get himself in a situation like this because they need him right now.
I think a double T, one on Divac and one on Buckner. And this experienced crew is going to separate them and send them to the benches.
And I think this comes, Kevin, with the intensity of the game sometimes. You got guys that are competing as hard as these guys are competing. Sometimes these kind of things just happen. The officials did a great job.
It is a double T. It was Weber who got him, and then Vlade was just kind of in the wake of the defense of Weber. And the 2 number 21s had to be separated. But Dallas getting inside is key.
Well, and they're definitely attacking inside a lot more. And that's one of the reasons why you've got to be very careful about what Divac does. His length is very important for this team. I can't say that enough.
Number 3, 2.4 seconds will decide it. Barley for the win. Oh, he doesn't get it. Portland goes up 3 games to 1. The final in double overtime, 153. 151.
And Danny Ainge got that rebound in case you missed that. Dallas on top by 2 after the timeout. Turkoglu in there. Stojakovic. The look inside for Divac. We resume play after the double technical foul. 1 on Dallas and Buckner, 1 on Divac of Sacramento. Shot clock is at 3. And the crafty Jackson out to Weber. We are tied at 87.
Good defense by Dallas right there, forcing Weber to take the shot from the top of the key, taking away their inside game.
I'll tell you something about this game. May not be the most perfect execution, but if you know anybody that likes basketball, you call them up and tell them to watch this, because this is really fun.
Nash over Weber.
Oh, my God.
Nash drills another 3-point shot. He's got 24 points tonight.
Oh, you got to love this. This is so much fun. This game, you know, Bobby Jackson coming off. Mike Bibby needs to get back in the game, and Turkoglu needs to continue with shooting. He started out bad in the Utah series and made his last 2 shots.
And this right there, Nash was in there defending the rebound, which was clutched onto by Weber. And the charismatic Steve Nash picks up his 2nd personal foul.
There's not a player on the floor that's not playing like they don't know what's at stake in this ball game. And that's all a coach wants. You're going to make mistakes in some games, but the level of intensity and the honest just effort is extremely great out here.
Van Exel is back in. Kings have led by 13. Dallas has led by 5. Turkoglu. Oh, and he got it to go up. And it's a 1-point game.
Well, Dirk Nowitzki almost got away, reach around, but he's got to move his feet and cut off that baseline drive. Too easy.
Finley for 3. And a rebound by Weber. Sacramento is +2 in rebounding. And here comes Bibby the other way with the Vlade Divac screen. But Van Exel follows him right to the side. Jackson with Nash on him. Deflected by Van Exel out of bounds. By the way, that Finley hit was the first one he's had in a long time. He had missed 8 in a row.
Well, you know, there's way too much dribbling by the guards. They got to get the ball down inside where they have the advantage. Nelly knows they have an advantage. Adelman knows they have an advantage. They got to make sure Bobby Jackson and Mike Bibby know they have an advantage.
Friends leaping in front of the pass. Shot clock at 8. Another inbound coming from Sacramento.
Well, particularly, Danny, your point is well taken based on what Adelman was telling them about the reaching. Dallas is doing a lot of reaching and snapping back on the ball, as you saw just then.
LaFrentz with the block, his first tonight. He leads the team with over 2 a game. Nash. And back to Van Exel with the Nash screen for 3. Rebound. Finley pucks it out of midair. And Nash picked up by Weber. Nash for 3. Good! Steve Nash!
He's a flamethrower!
He's got 27 points tonight. As Weber took it and was pushed and fouled inside the lane. 6 for Nash. 2 threes in this fourth.
Right here, Weber's going, come on, where's my help? Where's my help? I can't guard this guy. He just pulls up and shoots it over Weber. Weber, he could feel the anxiety in Weber's feet.
Kick ball. Jackson got his defensive foul, and the momentum of Nowitzki carries him right into the unsuspecting and knocked down Bobby Jackson. And Nowitzki's got his 3rd foul. Wow.
Good call by the officials here. That's not a shooting foul. Jackson was falling down and then tried to shoot it on his way down.
Tried to turn it into a shooting foul. A little late on that, though.
I think these officials have had great control of this game.
Absolutely, because this is the kind of game, particularly a long game with this kind of pace, is very difficult. It's a very physical game.
That's a Bibby 2 right there, and a LaFrentz rebound. He's got 10 points and 10 rebounds tonight. The Mavericks have hit 7 3-point shots. The Kings have hit 6 tonight. Jackson is on Nash. Now Divac with the double. Look at him zigzag the floor. Can't stop him. Here's Bobby Jackson. By Van Exel off the Bibby. A spectacular alley-oop with Bibby in the pass.
And that's what Adelman was trying to tell him, that once Dallas starts to attack balls like that, look up and throw the ball down the court.
It's Dallas by 2. Nash got a LaFrentz screen. Wide open Van Exel for 3. Bibby with the rebound. And off to the races, Sacramento. Bibby off to Turkoglu. Nowitzki is guarding there. Weber. And Nowitzki had the ball shoved by Divac, and a Divac foul. He picks up his 3rd.
And I just don't understand that shot. I mean, I know Chris Webber can make those shots, but they can't guard Chris Webber inside. Everybody knows it. Right here, excellent pass by Bibby, playing a fantastic game.
Here comes Van Exel. He's out there with LaFrentz. Nowitzki against the feet inside. Finley and Nash. That's the Dallas 5. And Sacramento, Stojakovic, Bibby, Turkoglu, Weber, and Jackson.
And what a great play Rick Adelman had designed, or Don Nelson had designed coming out of the timeout right there. Too bad Nowitzki missed a wide open lane.
Jackson for 3. Turkoglu the rebound over Van Exel inside. Jackson counted it in and puts it down. That ties the game at 93.
Turkoglu, Weber, and Jackson all made great plays because they continuously went after that offensive rebound.
Nash, Turkoglu's on him. Finley's got a mismatch on Bibby. Down goes Bibby. Finley has the foul. And Michael Finley gets his 2nd of the game.
Well, right here, Michael Bibby's using his size. He's powering in. He's the one that's initiating the contact. To me, that's an easy call.
4 fouls on Christie of Sacramento, the only player with 4. LaFrentz has 4 and Van Exel has 4. For the Dallas Mavericks. A wide open lane, and Bibby could not convert. And here comes Nash. Van Exel, great hit by Bibby.
Lewinsky and Bibby missed layups. That's just a reflection of the intensity and the fatigue that's going on in this game. Both of those guys would make those under most circumstances.
Nash trying to back down Bobby Jackson. Shot clock at 14. Under 4 to play in the game. Great spin move by Nash with a spectacular pass. Steve Nash pulls a Houdini.
Oh, you got the Houdini one in, too. What a great play. I mean, most guards can't make that with the opposite hand. A left hand behind the back on the move. Not only the great pass, but the great vision. And Rafe LaFrance has been a lot more aggressive in this game.
And that makes Nash happy, I'm sure, because he went to the basket the way he's supposed to go for that size.
Bibby on Nash. Kicks it out to Turkoglu in the corner for Jackson for 3. Rebound fought for Nash. Diving out of bounds. It's Sacramento's ball.
And great effort by Mike Bibby right there to keep that ball alive. Watch this with his left hand coming in. He sees Rafe LaFrance come there. Where's the weak side help? Stojakovic too late. LaFrance with an easy dunk.
Turkoglu is out. Stojakovic is in with Weber. Christie and Bibby, and Jackson remains. It's Weber. LaFrance. Will they double? Will he get any help? Across the lane and a rebound by Nowitzki. He's got 12 rebounds with 16 points. Nash in the big. Oh, what a spin move by Nash! And LaFrance is there to clean it up and put it in.
So it's definitely a difference when Vlade is not in the ball game, because they definitely are able to utilize their size. With weak side rebounding that time, covering up Weber on offense.
Weber has some room to go. Nice defense inside. Finley was there. Here comes Nash. Right down the lane to Jackson. And Steve Nash has 29 points. That is a career playoff high.
Unbelievable shot right there by Nash. He doesn't seem to tire. Everybody else seems to be missing those lay-ins going to the hole except Steve Nash. He continues to make those shots going to the basket. But again, you know, Rick Adelman's in a tough one right there. He's trying to match up defensively when Dallas gets on these runs, and he's taking away his advantage.
To play in regulation. It's a 6-point Dallas lead as they try to even this series at 1. Weber, Turkoglu. With Van Exel on Turkoglu with the throw. Nowitzki had it, dropped it, inside Christie, and taken by Nowitzki.
Telling them is to defend the 3. They did a good job. I thought maybe Chris Weber was a little late in giving Turkoglu that ball because he was standing behind the line for a little bit wide open.
And what they like to do here is run Nowitzki off of a little curl, a screen by one of the guards.
Stojakovic is on Nowitzki. Shot clock is at 9. Nowitzki over Weber. Partially deflected, his hand was caught when cocked, and a foul is called on the Sacramento Kings. And Bibby is hit with his first of the game. 2:04 to play in regulation.
Nowitzki trying to get the switch right here. They're going down to Nowitzki with Bibby on his back. Weber's coming over, but Bibby gets the foul before he can get the shot off. Not a bad play by Bibby with 1 to give.
Nowitzki picked up by Stojakovic, reaching in, trying to poke it away, and a foul called on Stojakovic. And that's the second on him. Fouls to give, though.
Now the next one, they'll be in the penalty, but another foul that didn't hurt them.
Nash, Nowitzki, shot clock is at 10.
If his shot goes up, they've got to watch the offensive board. LaFrance has been coming in from the weak side, going to the offensive board.
Van Exel's street shot will not go. Rebound Weber. Triggers it to Bibby. A three-point finish. And a hustling rebound by Van Exel. Nash at the other end. Nowitzki trails. Jams it on a great Nash feed. And Mark Cuban, the owner, on his feet. His Dallas Mavericks have their biggest lead tonight. Bibby. And Weber, and Christie, a Turkoglu 3. Sacramento had gone 3.5 minutes, Danny, without scoring from the field.
Dallas bench was going crazy. Don't give up the 3s. Give up a 2 right now, but no 3s.
Well, I wasn't too sure whether they went for the 3s a little too quickly there.
Finley, shot clock is at 5. Van Exel dancing on Bibby with a 3. And a Turkoglu rebound. Under a minute to play. Christie with the drop pass for Turkoglu. The mismatch on Van Exel. Stojakovic, 3-ball. Nowitzki reels in the loose rebound, and Christie picks up the foul. He's got 5.
The shots. They got time, and they just panic and take too bad of shots. No discipline in their offensive execution. But right here, Nash knows he can get the shot up on Weber if he wants, but he sees Nowitzki sealing off Bibby, doing a great job with his body.
For LaFrance, 29 points for Steve Nash and 17 off the bench for Van Exel. LaFrance will check out Buckner, Nowitzki, Finley, Nash, and Van Exel. The 5 for the Dallas Mavericks.
I think Nash should be able to sleep pretty good on the plane charter flight home to Dallas tonight. I mean, that guy, talk about Roger Bannister. I think he could have ran a 350 mile tonight. Be looking for threes. Dallas, a great free throw shooting team.
Dallas screen, a 3 by Bibby, and a rebound is chased but out of bounds. Christie couldn't catch it. And Dallas will inbound with 33 seconds to play. And John, a 7-point lead.
Well, and the Kings went a little bit too quickly, I think, to their 3-point game. Now they're in a position where they really have to, take their threes. And it's interesting, the intensity of this game, how it went up and down the floor, trading leads. But the certain span of the game is the thing that causes, you to win or lose, particularly, Danny, when you're going up and down the floor at this pace. Well, and all of the players deserve a heck of a lot of credit because this was definitely a highly competitive ball game. Even the officials, because they weren't able to have substitutes.
Van Exel at the line. 32 seconds to play.
And you got to be happy if you're Don Nelson, not only to win this game. Michael Finley hasn't played as well as he's capable of. Going back to Dallas, I got a feeling he's going to come up big.
I got a note, though, on Bibby, who was so spectacular in the first quarter. 13 points for the Sacramento Kings in that first quarter. Only 7 points since that first. And I think that may have affected the Kings in the second, third, and fourth quarters tonight.
So 3.
I think it's over right now. Man, they're too good at free throw shooters. I mean, they got to miss all their free throws coming down the stretch right here.
In fact, Dallas, one of the great shooting teams overall in the NBA this season. The #1 free throw shooting team this season. But they missed 2 of the last 4. And here's Bibby with a 3. And a rebound by Nowitzki, who's clobbered as he went up. And he's got 16 rebounds and 20 points.
All right, Steve, you lose game 1 by 17. They say Steve Nash is lethargic. Steve Nash has a bad back. Steve Nash should have been on Letterman. What was the difference in this game?
We got some rest. I think both. We got rest for a week, and we come out, we're a little lethargic after a break, and then we got our legs back under us, but weren't good on Saturday. And, I think tonight we showed what we can really do. We had our legs back under us from that game on Saturday, and we felt a lot better.
Our producer tonight, Mike Burks, our director, Lonnie Dale. And now for John Thompson, Danny Ainge, and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan saying so long. Special thanks to Wayne Fiddleman and Dennis Stone. We'll take a break, then take you to Atlanta. Good night from Sacramento, where Dallas is even the series with an 8-point win.